I had something else that God showed me recently, again, a few days ago, about the churches. And when I say things like this, of course, the sad thing is some leaders and church leaders and, elders and all that and pastors and stuff, they look at it like I'm trying to attack them instead of looking at it from the way God is actually wanting us to look at it, and gets messengers like me and others to release and say some of his heart to the people, and to look at it as he loves us so much that he warns us, and he warns us because he cares, and he warns us because he's also giving an opportunity for us to repent from the ways that are aligned to what he's saying. So if he's saying that people are being like this or that, and that hits home, it's true, people choose to get offended at that instead of going, man, it's true, God, what do we do? And you look at the churches in Revelations where he says about the 7 churches, he's got lampstands for them, and he says to one of them that if you don't repent, I will take away your lampstand. And what that means is that he built that church, he authored that church to be built, that specific church. But if they don't continue in the way that he says, and if they don't repent of some of the ways that they kind of veered off to, and being casual and all that kind of stuff with God, then he'll take away the lampstand. And that's a big thing, because he doesn't say that he's going to close the church down. He says he's going to remove the lampstand. And that's sad, because that tells us that there's many churches around that are not, God is not for them anymore, unless they repent, because their lampstand's been taken away. Some, the lampstand's about to be taken away because they've forgot their first love, because they're become lukewarm, because they become casual, because they focused themselves in other places, in other areas, in programs, in this, in people pleasing, whatever it is, than in following what the Spirit is saying to the churches, and following the shepherd, Jesus Christ, and what he's doing at this moment, giving the sheep the flock, feeding them in season of the season that God is actually in, and what he is doing at this moment, preparing the people each time they're aligned with God and his word and his seasons, everything in his voice. So that's the thing we have to understand as well, that God is removing lampstands. Jesus is removing lampstands from the churches that he has actually initially built up. And there's some that he never built up. They built it up themselves. And there's some churches, like I said, that Jesus has got nothing to do with anymore. And that's amazingly kind of concerning, because they will still call themselves churches. They will still have Sunday services. They will still have, everything, the sermon happening on, the worship songs, 3-4 worship songs, everything, the whole routine. But God is not for them, and is not in the thing that they're doing. He loves them. And that's why I said in another video, he's calling out those that are shining lights and have been sitting around in these churches, that God has moved his lampstand from them because of the leadership that is not willing to hear God and be steered by God in the direction he's going. So that's why I said, come out. And because that's what I heard God saying. It's time to come out and go around the people that are. God will lead you to these people and to these churches, because he's preparing an army. He's preparing a strategic move against Satan's movements that he's been doing already. And it's all strategic from him. And God is strategically moving as well, like a chessboard with chess pieces. And God has got some moves ready, but he needs to prepare the people. He needs to get them to gather together, the ones that he's called, the ones that will hear this call. And he's going to prepare them, and then they're going to march into this and undo the works of the devil. Trample on serpents and scorpions over all his power, like I said in the other video. So, again, I'm not saying these videos just to beat up or, with the intention to attack other churches. I'm just saying the truth, and that truth will feel like an attack if someone wants to take it as an attack, instead of wow, it's a warning, it's from God, let's repent. Like Nineveh. Remember when God sent Jonah to Nineveh, the city, He sent them because he loves them. They were doing wrong. They were walking the wrong way, but they chose to repent. They chose to repent. They chose to fall on knees. So again, look at that mercy of God. So you can choose to be, as to the leadership I'm talking about now. As leadership, as pastors right now hearing this, you can choose to be offended and go, Andrew's this and Andrew's that. That's not kind. That's not loving. That's division and all that stuff. It's not, man. It's the truth. And the truth sometimes divides because someone else wants the lie, wants the wrong, wants the false. And that'll divide. So I know my heart is not to divide anybody. It's to call out and speak out the messages that I'm getting from God. And, and so I'm just saying to you guys, I hope that you would hear it as leaders and go, man, God, just like Nineveh, go on your knees as leaders, as elders, as pastors. Call the leadership together. Stop fasting. Stop praying. Start calling on God. Repent. Go back to your first love. Hear what God's direction is for your specific church, and just do it because it's for the people's sake. It's not about us. It's not about our positions. It's not about our names and this and that, or our church names and things like that. It's about Jesus. It's about his people. And if he has put us to oversee these people and lead them and guide them into all truth and to help them by the Spirit of God, then, mate, it's about them. And I don't want to be standing before the Lord and I cared more about my name and my thing and my building and my kingdom and my this and my that I wouldn't give to the people. I wasn't willing to hear what God is saying, what Jesus is saying to the churches, what the Spirit is saying to the churches, and share it with the flock, with the people of God, and help them be equipped, trained up, raise up, grow up, and be catapulted and fly into what their calling is for Jesus and shining in these times already in this life that we're in. So yeah, just wanted to share that as well with you guys. Take care, guys.